all know about the gold rush of FPS games in the early to late 90s. You had id Software and 3D Realms putting out the premium stuff, and then slightly below them you had companies like Raven, and if you kept going down that road you'd end up on the wrong side of the tracks in a bad part of town where the DOS trash hangs out, where developers like Capstone birthed abominations in a back alley somewhere. The worst Doom clones would come out the same way. Somewhere, somehow, across the world, jealous of what us Gwai-Laos were accomplishing. Yeah, imagine, this wasn't even 30 years ago. A team of Chinese and Taiwanese developers were able to reverse engineer a 3D engine after closely studying Doom and Build. Not closely enough. Coming to us from Engine Technology Co. Limited, registered trademark Esquire DMD, The Ultimate Fighter, a game that disappeared entirely from public consciousness so quickly that there's a debate about whether or not it actually got an official release. Aside from some limited unofficial re-release done sometime in the last decade, with a proper English translation still running under DOS, you can get it for free. Grab the disk image, mount it, install it under DOSBox, and boom, you got a ticket to Mars. Mars 3D, or, as the opening cutscene says, 3D Action Arcade Mars. Behold, an intro with 3D animation that Capstone would want to do another pass on. An alien race that uses the flattest and most pitiful flying saucers you'll ever see attempts to attack this planet, which I have to assume is Earth even if it has significantly less ocean. Give them a break, this is happening in the distant future of 1999. So the aliens launch all our nuclear missiles at us and... It looks like the missiles flew right by Egypt and went straight for France, which is fine. We haven't seen Mars yet. I'm guessing it's here in the title screen, the good old not-at-all red planet threatened by cybernetic demons. Cyber demons, if you will. I'm kidding, they're not cyber demons, because that would be the most humiliating thing for them. They're just... Oh god, just wait, kids. They're not demons at all, they're aliens. Alright, I've done all the setup, looked at all the controls, we're good to go. This configuration program, which was made in 2019 apparently, lets me set up the controls to something modern. So let's jump in. Mission 1, Resistance.
The unified force of the remaining humans, which survived the Armageddon, started to investigate why the nuclear wars happened in the first place. They figured out that chaos was caused by the North American Defense Network, named Zaker.
Oh, wait, so...
Once their nuclear missiles had been launched, humanity lost control over the system. Other countries tried to intercept their own missiles and nuclear bombs.
Oh my god, you people are lucky Harlan Ellison is dead.
The survivors could only live in those dark, moist, and dirty underground shelters, hoping for dawn one day. One day, an organization, New Hope, rised up.
A New Hope, you say?
They provide new, unheard-of living environments, food, work, and everything if you dispersed for acquiring them. Reportedly, many people joined them but have never been seen again. No one knows if they're still happily alive or just got killed, and those people, mystically missing, disappeared from the world.
That doesn't sound like...
You are a highly ranked loyal soldier named Jet Hunter, and you are working for New Hope organization in Skynet City. Without any doubts.
Oh god, the nonsense is flying at me too fast. Like, where do I even start? Certainly not at New Hope when Skynet City is just sitting there. You're lucky James Cameron is dead. He might as well be. Yeah, you're on my shit list, Jim. What could be the last physical release of your movies look like dog shit. Congratulations on releasing an AI approximation of good movies. It's cool how all the characters' mouths look weird, like the inside got cropped out and replaced with just blackness. And the sets look cheap, and the actors look like they're against green screens when they're on those sets, and everyone's facial highlights are blown out and they look greasier than Randy Pitchford. Fuck off back down the Marianas Trench. It gets worse because the evil organization that you serve had your parents murdered by authorities for no reasons. So if you're not caught up, here's more backstory with characters. We get to see what Jet Hunter looks like. And the leader of the resistance sends his condolences, but also there's more important things like joining up with the rebellion. Sorry your parents are dead, also there's no heaven, hope you're doing well. To subvert the unreasonable institutions and tyranny. You will get more details after our meeting. By the way, you can call me Mars. Oh, so Mars was actually the friends we made along the way. Are there even aliens in this game? Mars. No wonder I recently received some weird comm mails giving me informations and data about the Resistance. Do they just send out flyers? No, wait, there are huge amounts of soldier troops coming. Probably because you're about as clandestine as a fucking fireworks show. Hello, something is wrong with the connection. Okay, I trust you and want to meet your people. Oh yeah, sure, I trust you, Mars. So I guess dead parents don't make you the world's greatest detective. I'm not sure there's anything here to lose in translation. So we start the game and we're on the run from... Nope, stop, bump the brakes. Does any of this look familiar? So, first frame of this game. The first frame is hideous. I mean, the texture work is alright, but that's because most of it was done by Adrian Carmack. We got Doom textures, we got Strife textures, we got a HUD compass ripped straight out of Power Slave.
Who the hell gets a compass transplant?
And let's not forget this, what the game calls the Uzi gun, and obviously that's not an Uzi. That's actually a Mac Nukem 3D. And that's not even getting into the Hexen and Heretic textures they used in their futuristic space setting. In a sewer. I'm not talking about a few textures, I'm talking about the vast majority of the textures in this game. There are Doom barrels that explode into Hexen graphics. The barrels also bleed.
Raw.
And that's just the stuff I recognized. So they're Frankensteining this thing together from reverse-engineered code. To think if they'd waited like a year, they could have gotten Doom source code and then the game wouldn't be total jank garbage. Where are the flying saucers? If you're wondering like I was, yes, this is how the game runs and plays. The supposed source port that is basically GZ Doom plays more like Doom and the weapons are slower, but it doesn't feel like the authentic experience. No, what feels authentic is pressing caps lock to activate run mode. A source port would deprive me of this. I thought that maybe the screen messages were flying by too fast because I was running it with the cycles too high in DOSBox. No, this is just how the game runs. So when you pick up the shotgun and press the fire button and it lets out a bunch of balls of energy because every weapon is automatic but most enemies die to one shot from anything that isn't the Uzi, and you'd think that the jankiness would make this game a challenge?
Kiss me.
Narrow quarters.
Kiss me.
No, not really. Everything's fine because you can pick up health over 100%, and these enemies drop 15 HP when they die. I'll be fine, I have 135 health. I get a little worried when I'm in the sewer because now we have stuff that they reverse engineered from Build, swimming. Except Build didn't make the screen all hazy underwater, and it didn't also put that effect on the crosshair. You see me losing health, but I'm not drowning. I don't think this game has drowning. It's hard to tell because I keep getting chewed up by these horrifying fish abominations with humanoid faces. We got sewer monsters too. Who make Doom sounds, of course. Sure, it's dark and it's a sewer, but I'll be fine. I have 280 health. We escape the first level, which is mostly sewer, and meet up with the reinforcements that Mars promised us. Whatever building we were just in gets blown up by the Resistance with huge amounts of gas bombs. I should be thanking you for saving me from this evilness. According to our informants, the enemy has an environment controlling center on the western side. It's a very important installation that is supporting all of the energy there. They caught many scientists for researching medicinal liquids for the government forces. Medicinal liquids, huh? I got some of those fermenting in the toilet right now. Oh, okay, the text explains more. This facility produces the air that humans need to breathe. We probably shouldn't blow that up, because of the inhospitable atmosphere on Mars. Yeah, we blow it up anyway, it's fine. Jet Hunter is immune to carbon dioxide poisoning. Wait, does this even take place on Mars? And drowning. Jet Hunter requires no oxygen. His worst problems are fast fish that blend into the brown hexen textures they're using here. And they're hard to hit because only the Uzi has auto-aim. Sometimes, it works sometimes. You don't have vertical mouse aiming because that wasn't a thing they felt like reverse engineering from Build. So you're stuck with keyboard aiming and the non-hit scan weapons don't aim for you. So if you want to hit this guy on top of this... Sure. Aiming is terrible, but I'll be fine. I have 367 health. If you thought that the shotgun was powerful, get a load of the freeze gun. It's the same gun, and if it isn't, it doesn't matter. It doesn't freeze shit. Like the shotgun doesn't shock anything. The nerve gun is actually different because it'll temporarily turn an enemy against their comrades with skull smoke and magic. There is, of course, a huge problem with all of the weapons in this game. There aren't any ammo pickups for anything but the Uzi. You have to pick up the weapons again if you want any ammo for them, and since they're all automatic, you're gonna waste ammo and have to plow through enemies with your Uzi, which is fine, everything is fine. I leave this fight with 339 health. And I know what you're saying, Civvie, you're playing like shit. Why aren't you circle strafing? Because I can't. You can turn or you can strafe. Not both at the same time. You may be able to run and not run at the same time, but fuck you if you want to circle strafe. So we blow up the atmosphere processor, which again is totally fine because it makes the Skynet City crash down to Earth. I mean Mars. This game means Mars, I think. Skynet City is the big ship from the intro and now it's hit Mars. Very gently. Anyway, now here. Base City. The Resistance wants to get some better weaponry. I can't blame them, so they send you to look into it. So Base City is the most detailed city level you could possibly fit onto the Game Boy Advance. And before I've even really gotten into it, I find this secret with the homing missile launcher, which might look familiar to you. It's a sawed-off BFG. This is actually the most powerful weapon in the game. Should I really have to keyboard aim for a homing missile? The level design is chaos. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to it. You run around, hit switches, and find keycards, you know, like in a real game. Now, Jet Hunter, if you go by this game's cute fake vehicles, is about 12 feet tall. It's that lower Martian gravity doing it. When he jumps, there's nothing added in terms of screen motion to make it look like a jump. So you're just Go-Go Gadget leg extending, and they totally reverse engineered Duke Nukem 3D's jetpack, kids. Except the parts where you can reliably move up or down, but then you can't move down. Wait, what the fuck? I can't turn. The game has disabled mouse turning. I don't know why, so I restart and it fixes itself. Not long after, I realized what a bad idea it is to reload saves. I haven't been dying much because I have plenty of health. You know, it actually maxes out at 500. However, some enemies become completely invincible after you load a save. Hold on, maybe if I try another weapon. Oh wait, there's something bound to the 0 key. And not a super weapon, it's... That's adorable. And you bound it to 0 thinking I wouldn't find it. It's not even listed among the weapons in the HUD. I feel like this is a secret. Hey, a friendly NPC I can talk to. You better go and stop the time machine. It'll be all over if you're too late. Okay, but it is a time machine, so I can't really be too late. In fact, stopping the time machine would pretty much guarantee that I would be too late. Also a time machine? I may not have properly introduced level 4. See, you have to infiltrate this facility. The government army hopes to send killers through the time machine, planning to murder the parents of Mars, you know, the resistance leader. They're gonna send killers through time to kill his parents. I guess when they killed your parents, they realized it was too late. Hold on, I found it. Just got a keyboard aim here and the game crashed. Also, these two gentlemen are now invincible since I reloaded a save, but I found a workaround. Remember the nerve gun? I can get these guys to shoot at each other like forever. I head into the time machine room and it crashes again. Alright, I just beeline for the time machine after this to avoid the crash. Now, you guys aren't ready. You're not prepared for the curveball this story's about to throw at you, 'cause you think it's Terminator. Message incoming. You're late, human. Har. Our monsters have been transmitted through time. Har har har. Har. Holy shit, Dangerous Dave wasn't this risky with copyright infringement. So that's a predator. The time machine works and you fly through numbers back to 1999. You would think that exploring the past would be fun. It's not. The level is basically a couple subway stations and, of course, a sewer. Why wouldn't there be a sewer? Of all the locations, the subway looks the most like a place. Oh look, a sawed-off Doom plasma rifle. Oh, it's a flamethrower. It works like the rest of the guns in that it kills most things in one hit, but it makes them completely disappear also. This fairly tiny level requires you to find 3 keys to exit. There's no mission objective to stop the killers that have already come through to kill Mars's parents unless they're somewhere in this subway. You'd think it would be easy to find 3 keys in a tiny level, but you're forgetting that this game hates you. So this area here, surrounded by glass that doesn't break like the glass in other places, that's where your first key is. You have to find a way to open this glass door. Did I say open it? I meant walk through it, because it isn't a door! Okay, we've returned from the past, and Mars is still here, safe and sound and not erased from the timeline. So basically, Predators made the Terminator happen. So you're sent into this dead city to shut down the computer system. This is not Skynet City. We're not going there yet. You have to face the game's toughest opponents. Giant robots that die in one hit to most of your weapons. Ammo is becoming an issue since you don't have ammo pickups in your first-person shooter. However, once you get the disc launcher, it's great. You can pick up the discs again after you use them. One small problem, they don't shoot where you're aiming. The computer system is weirdly scrolling Doom textures. Once I get through this ugly, confusing web of corridors and elevators, I need a red key? Fuck you, you son of a bitch! So I go get the red key and... Oh, cool, an invincible turret just gonna sneak by you. You'll know the exits because they're Doom switches with exit written on them. Wait, final challenge? Oh yeah, this game only has 7 levels. 7. I'm gonna round it up to 10 because I had to play a couple of them more than once, you know, because of crashes, glitches, all that. The North American Nuclear Weapons Security Defending Computer System, ZACR, the system has been back to normal. Oh, it has, that's good news. The computer thanks us for getting rid of the virus and tells us that there's a chief alien that lives inside of Skynet City. It's agile and can hide itself. It holds 3 powerful weapons. You must be very careful when battling it. Oh, sure, of course, big bad alien boss. I'm sure it's a real problem. The level before it is much, much worse. Welcome to Skynet City, a huge fortress standing tall after it crashed to the surface of Earth. Wait, so this is Earth? This on the title screen, and with an atmosphere generator on Earth. Oh, you maniacs! You blew it up! I was joking about having a ton of health before, but this final level has hardly any health pickups. There are weapons around, but I'm pretty low on ammo in general, forcing me to punch. I did discover something fun though. Mouse 2 is bound to moving forward. So if you press the forward button and mouse 2, you walk forward at twice the speed. So I'm able to jump up here and get a secret jetpack. I can't escape the room I got it because I can't move down, but I got a jetpack! This level actually provides a challenge to the player because there isn't health everywhere, and to get weapons you have to avoid crushers. Crushers that aren't programmed well enough so that you can just walk under them. And that's how you collect ammo in this level, hitting a switch to lower a platform and then maybe being able to avoid the instant death crushers. This one level is getting an entire game's worth of complaints from me. This whole thing is bullshit. That trick where you hold down both the walk buttons at the same time to speed up is game-breaking. I had no idea how the fuck I was supposed to find the red key in this level until I walked so fast that it broke the collision and I no-clipped right into the platform. Fine, cool, the guy guarding it is completely invincible, as is the guy guarding the rocket launcher, which is the last weapon I have to collect. It's an entirely superfluous weapon when you have the homing missiles and every other projectile-based weapon that basically acts the same way, but why change anything now? Oh, hold on, my mouse turning got locked again. Let me restart. Even as I'm desperately searching for health, this game finds a way to stop me dead. I think the special double walk plus the current from the water causes me to slip out of bounds. A thing you can do in the Doom engine, I've seen speedrunners do it to beat E2M6, but I can't get back into bounds afterwards, so yeah, I load a save and pray that I didn't make the final boss invincible or something. Luckily, I'm able to scrounge up some health to get past the invincible guards in this room so I can hit a switch to grab the final key.
Damn. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
Oh my
Kiss
god,
ass.
stop! So I head to the final boss room and yeah, it's a predator. I'm actually a little impressed by the cloaking effect they made for him. He can't be damaged when he's cloaked, so you have to hit him in between. I don't really have to fight him because standing on a ledge half as tall as he is makes it impossible for him to hit me with his projectiles. He seems to cloak randomly, so I'm wasting ammo trying to damage him. It's a shit boss fight, and on top of that, it's ridiculously easy even without cheesing him, because there's a little room behind the arena with 800 health inside of it. Say I'll be fine. It just takes 10 fucking minutes. I was expecting it to take longer, but he dies when his health bar is down to about 25%. Not gonna complain about that. After a tremendous battle, Hunter finally defeats the alien boss. But afterwards, a lot of aliens appear. One of them starts talking. Respect to you, you are the ultimate warrior. After that words, the other aliens take the boss alien's body and leave. No, that's it, they leave. They just lifted the ending of Predator 2 and stuck it in here like it means something. So the aliens nuked the entire planet just to fight this one guy and call it a day? What happens to Mars, the planet, and what happens to Mars, the person? The ship flies away, Jet Hunter throws his Uzi off a cliff, and it says "The End" with a question mark, and then seizes out back to DOS, which is really the true measure of DOS trash. If that game doesn't kick you right back to DOS at the end, it isn't real trash. Supposedly, there are cut levels in here too, which are inaccessible. You know, unless you can just rename the MAD file and open it up like it's a Doom WAD, because it basically is. So I can just rename the file, open it up in Slade, rename the levels, throw them into a new WAD file, and then load the WAD file from the command prompt because the game accepts it without question. So Episode 2 has much better levels because they're short and they have ammo in them. I think one is supposed to be a remake of E1M4 of Doom. All of them feel a little more detailed than the ones in the first episode, and there's a new monster that I don't think has any attacks programmed in. Look, a parking garage, many park-related things. Only one of these levels seems like a beta, which is the one for that time machine map in episode 1. This one doesn't crash. And for something else shamelessly pilfered from another game, these big muscly guys are clearly traced over the golem sprites from Heretic. The first map of Episode 3 is a recreation of the layout from Doom's E1M9, like they could have straight up ported it since it's a Doom map. Episode 3 ends with some kind of shipyard level that looks more impressive than any of the other levels. But for the last one I want to look at, we've got E3M3, a demake of the Slipgate complex from Quake. It's strange to see that a level designer was having some fun trying to recreate a map from a far superior engine and doing a kinda okay job sometimes. There's a lot of sewer though. A lot of sewer. This is all important video game history, kids. Important as all hell. And awful. Still the best DOS trash I've ever played, but when your competition is the Virginia incident,